Well, hello. The Soul Reader will be starting in approximately 4 minutes and 23 seconds. So please stand by. Also, if you're watching this in replay, you can fast forward right past this spot and get right into the show. But also, maybe next week you'll come to the show live and check us out and make some comments and maybe get a reading. That would be cool. So, again, the show will start in about 3 minutes and 52 seconds. So please stand by. Now, also remember that if you want to be on the show and talk to me, just like talk to me like we're sitting on the couch and talk to each other, the best way to do that is through the website, which is knowtoBestill.com/podcast. And there you will press the button that says donate or talk to me. You press that button and you'll see another button that says talk to me, and then that's how you do it. But we shall see. So please stand by. Also, I know we usually have a graphic up there, but there's a little technical difficulty, um, but that's okay. We still have about another minute and 24 seconds, and we'll get right into the show. Now, also during the show, you can talk to me via text or comments, and that is through Facebook and YouTube. Facebook and YouTube, and it seems that most people use YouTube. And remember that you still can get a free reading here, but if that doesn't feel right to you, you can get a private reading with me, and just go to the website knowtoBestill.com/podcast. The show will be starting in approximately 40 seconds, so please stand by. Hey, hello, and welcome. I'm your host, Anthony Cordova, Tony C., the man about love, the Soul Reader. That's me. Gee whiz, who in the world is the Soul Reader? That is a question. That is a real question for you. Who is the soul reader? And why do I call this show The Soul Reader? Well, I am a psychic, natural born empath. Now, of course, most of you are familiar with psychics, but the empath part is I am able to feel people's emotions, the things they're going through. I can also feel trauma that they may have been through in their lives. But I've always called it that I read souls. I feel who you are at the soul level. Okay, so that is even the person you may not know you are, because we're all on a journey and learning who we are, and it can take a long time to do that. And I'm case in point. It's taken me a very long time to understand who I truly am. So that's what I do here, and I also do medium readings. I can connect to people on the other side. I probably don't predict your future, kind of. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Um, but that's with all of that. Now, also, while you're here, if you're here live and you want to talk to me, if you want to get a reading this evening, one way to do it is to use the QR code that you see on the screen, and you can use that with your cell phone and just follow the prompts, and you will be on the show, and I will let you know when I'm bringing you to the stage, and then we can talk. And so you don't have to get a reading. If you just want to talk or make a comment about something I've said, about the topic of the day, or just a question in general, you may be an empath and you've had a hard time protecting yourself. So you may want to talk to me about that. So we don't have to do a reading. But if you do want a reading and you don't feel good about it, getting one live in front of who knows how many people, you can always go to my website and book a private reading. And it's $60 for an hour. It's simple, real simple. And when you get to the website, you'll see how easy it is to book a reading. So all you have to do is follow the prompts. Next thing you know, we're getting a reading, which is cool. All right, let's get to the topic of the day, and that's a segment we called Tony's Mind Mashup. Now, in the topic of the day, this is the topic of the day. Is your safe place really safe? Is your safe place really safe? That is the question. So, what do I mean by that? Most people think of their safe place like their home. That's their safe place. Or people might be your safe place. Maybe your friends are your safe place. Maybe your family is your safe place. So there's all different types of safe places. But the one I want to focus on tonight is a safe place, a comfortable place that you have created within your mind. So, what is that? Well, some people really like drama. Okay? Really like drama. You may enjoy gossiping. You may enjoy creating some turmoil between people or between you and people. You may enjoy uh, misery. Okay, you may be a person that is not happy unless things are going bad. Kind of a woe, woe is me type of thing. Now, why does that matter if someone does that? So I want to get back to which I've talked to you about in other shows, which was positive and negative energy. So when you put yourself in that kind of space, and that's where you feel comfortable, you feel comfortable creating negative energy. These things are not good. Even if it feels good to you, you've become comfortable in that. It's become your safe place. So, unless there's some drama or strife going on, you're not happy. And you don't even realize that you're not happy. And not only are you not happy, you create an environment where the people around you are not happy either. And they're specifically not happy with you, okay? Or you bring them in to the same safe place, negative safe place that you live in. So, have you ever noticed where there may be, let's say, two friends, and the two friends are always talking about how bad their life is and how nothing goes right? Things are always going bad. Relationships go bad. Finances go bad. If they have children, they maybe how their children are just bad and do awful things, and how their relatives do awful things to them. All of this negative stuff. But two friends, and they talk about all this bad stuff all the time. Never anything positive, just bad. And it's their comfort. It's their comfort zone. As negative as it is, that's where they feel comfortable. But check this out. When one of these friends may have an epiphany and decide they don't want to live that way anymore, they don't want to live in that negative space, in that negative energy, and they begin to change their lives. They start to do things. They may take a yoga class. They may start to go to church. They may, oh, I don't know, want to go on, like a really fantastic trip, something they wouldn't have done before. They make an effort to take their life and that comfortable spot of negativity into something that's positive. Maybe they start donating their time to an organization. Maybe they help feed the homeless on a regular basis. What happens is that friendship begins to do like this. Okay? Because the person that is still living in that negative, safe place doesn't want to be around positive or positive people. So the friendship begins to drift apart. And the one that lives in the negative space that's so comfortable to them, they start to say things to the other person like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? We used to talk for hours and hours and hours, and now, for some reason, you don't have anything to say to me. Why is that? What's wrong with you?" Well, the issue is the friend decided not to be in that space anymore. So the things they had in common, they no longer have in common. Gossip and the misery and the negative talk and all of this stuff. It's just horrible. And they start to drift apart. Where the person that has changed their life, that starts to live in a positive light, keeps rising up. But the person that's living in that negative space isn't rising up. Either they're staying where they are and they're stagnating, or they go deeper and deeper down. So, again, the question is, and maybe this is something you should ask yourself: is my safe place, the place I feel comfortable, is it really safe? Is it really safe seeing the worst in everyone? Is it really safe wanting people to feel the same misery that you do? Is that really safe? Is it really safe when, by your own choosing, you decide to become a recluse? And I'm saying not because you have a mental illness. It's just because you decide you don't like people. Bah humbug. Who needs people? I'm good all by myself. I don't need anyone. And it may be a safe place for that person, but it's not a good place to be. Because when you start doing that, you're shutting yourself off from the world, from things that could happen that are just wonderful. And one big thing is you're shutting yourself off to love, and all types of love. Love for a friend, love romantically, love for your loved ones, your relatives, because you're busy just living in that energy that, oh, nothing good happens to me. But in reality, good things happen to all of us all the time. All you have to do is open your eyes and take a look to what's going on around you. Now, you may ask, why should I listen to Tony? Why should I listen to the soul reader? What the heck does he know? Does he have a PhD in psychology? Is he a doctor? What is it? Why should I listen to the soul reader? And the thing is, as an empath, I can feel people. Okay, I don't want to read every single person I meet. It's very difficult to live that way, to pick up everyone's emotions. And it took me some time to learn how to protect myself. So I am not feeling everyone's emotions. But being that I can feel people's emotions, and sometimes people just come through because of their energy. Some people's energies are stronger than others, and they just come through. And I'm able to feel people like this. So that's how I know, because I can feel them. So people, all of us, okay, put on fronts that we believe protects us. So we protect ourselves. But inside is a different thing. On the inside, the person can be miserable. And I'm not talking about depression. I'm talking just, that bah humbug thing. Like, oh, I don't like people. But on the outside, they could be smiling. But on the inside, they have this kind of a hatred towards people, especially people that are doing well. And when I say well, I don't necessarily mean financially. Um, I mean they're happy. And these people that live in these negative energy spaces that they call their safe place, they will do things to the people that are kind, that are trying to live their life in a positive way. They will do little things, they will do big things. And I've brought this up many times before, but they smile in your face all the time. They're trying to take your place, the backstabbers. And these are people that will harm you. Maybe not at first, but eventually they will harm you. So if you're a person that has a friend, could be a very close friend, and you realize that the both of you are always talking about negative stuff, change your behavior to positive and see how long it is till that person really hurts you. As long as you're with them in the misery, all is good. But when things aren't all okay living in the misery and you start to get better and start to change, they will not like that. And they will hurt you by something they say, by something they do, by talking about you behind your back to others, telling untruths about you. They will do all of these types of things and then some. Okay? So, living in a negative, safe place really doesn't do you any good, even if you've been living there for decades. It's time for a change. It's time to do something different. And we all need to do something different just so we could live a better life while we're here. But why? Why should I try to live a better life? I'm fine the way I am. Why? You may ask yourself, why? Because it feels good. Okay? It's what we're supposed to do while we're here. We're supposed to do positive things. We're supposed to help our fellow human beings. We're supposed to connect to people. We're supposed to be able to count on someone else in our time of need. But if you're a person that lives in that negative space which is your safe place, there's going to come a time when no one is going to want to help you. And then you feel all alone. And then you tell yourselves, like, oh, nobody loves me. Nobody wants to help me. People are awful, this and that. No, actually, it's something you created all on your own. It's not their fault. You created a world that is not a good world to live in. And if you stay in that place long enough, it can turn into depression. It can turn into something that puts you on a spiral downward. Now, maybe you're a person that doesn't know that you live in a negative, safe place where the energy is just negative in the way you think, the way you approach things. Maybe you don't know. And that's very possible because you've lived in that area for so long. You may have lived in that space since you were a teenager. And now you don't know anything else. But there is a way, an easy way, to determine whether you're there. If you even suspect that you're a person that lives in a negative, safe place, think about your friends. Think about the friends you used to have. Think about how many times you actively look for new friends. Think about it. And then think about when you get the new friends, how long are you able to keep a new friend? Now, if people keep, you meet people, you can become friends, and then within a couple of months, the people start pulling away from you. You may be a person that lives in a negative, safe place. Because positive people don't want to be in that space. They don't want to be around it. If every time they talk to you, it's something negative, 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 they don't want to hear negative all the time. Let's hear some good stuff. Let's hear some positive stuff that's going on. That's what we need. some positive stuff. Let's do that. But if you're that person that lives in that negative, safe place, you don't want to hear positive stuff. You just don't. You don't want to hear anything positive. But when you hear the negative stuff, oh, you get excited. Oh, gee, all the negative stuff. Oh, your husband's cheating on you? Or your wife's cheating on you? And ooh, what are we going to do about that? And there's an excitement. You're a person that lives in that negative, safe place. Try to change it. It's for your own good. It's for your own good. So I don't know. Maybe you don't want to change. I don't think that's so good. You know, I was severely depressed for most of my life. And that didn't feel good. Depression didn't feel good. It's the same if you're living in a negative space, it doesn't feel good. Even if you believe it does. Even if it's your comforting spot. All right. I hope I opened some eyes. I'm sorry that no one has gotten a reading today. And Jill, do you have a comment or question?
I was trying to get you to read the comment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
What do we
Well,
have?
first of all, say hello to Charlie and Jackie.
Hey, really, Charlie? Thank you so much for being here. Hello. And really, Charlie of the Really Charlie podcast, he is such a good friend. He's always supporting both Jill and I thank you for that. And who
And
else?
he says, I enjoy listening to you. Salute.
Salute. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
And the other person is Jackie. I know Jackie.
Jackie. Do I
Hey,
know
Jackie.
Jackie?
I don't think
Jackie?
you do, but I know Jackie.
Well, hi, Jackie. It's good to meet you. And thanks for coming to the show. I do appreciate it. But I think I'm going to wrap the show up. No one wanted a reading tonight, so that's okay. No one has to get a reading. I don't mind just talking. But if something I said clicks with you, come to the show next week and we can talk about that some more. And it doesn't have to be a reading. We can just talk about it. Okay. So, no problem. Jill, I think I'm going to start closing out the show.
Ready.
So again, thank you everyone that came to the show and the people that didn't comment. Thank you also for being here. But remember to come back next week to the Soul Reader with me, Anthony Cordova. You can still get a free reading, but I also would like it if you would book a private reading, and it's only $60 for an hour. But that's every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can check the show out at knowtobestill.com/podcast, and you can also check it out on YouTube and Facebook. But tomorrow it's going to be Jill and I, and our show is I'm Right, and that's every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can go to Jill's website for that, which is jillcoxcordova.com, and hit the podcast tab, and you can watch the show from there, or you can watch it on YouTube and Facebook also. Now, this one, as some of you know, I do have another show that I do every other week, and that's Poetic People Fighting Racism. Again, that's every other Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I believe my next show is on the 20th. Yes, I didn't write it down, but yes, on the 20th. And I haven't decided what that episode is going to be about. But come there, let's have a discussion about this country and racism and what we can do to make some positive change. So, anyway, I love you all. And I'm trying to live in that positive place. So thank you all for watching. I hope to see you next week. And again, I really, really do love you all. So till next time, bye.